Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. Miraculously, the first time I tried it, didn't do anything stupid. This time, does something stupid. But hopefully, you guys missed me. I missed all of y'all. And on top of missing all of y'all during the holidays, hopefully, you had a good Thanksgiving and all that as well. I missed a lot of wrestling, like a lot of wrestling. So I've now spent all week trying to get caught up on all of the wrestling amongst everything else that I had to do. And, wasn't necessarily the easiest thing to try to get done because again that was a lot of wrestling that I had to catch up on, but there was some good stuff in there, some bad stuff. I'm not going over match for match like I normally do because, well, I haven't done this in 2 weeks, so I'm pretty sure we'd be here for the rest of our lives if I tried to do that. I'm going to break it down per show, and when it comes to AEW, just AEW in general, because AEW has Dynamite and Rampage, and everything carries over between the two, unlike Raw, SmackDown, and 2.0, which all have their own thing. So now that's all said, I want to start out with the way everything's going in the last couple of weeks. On Monday nights on Raw for the Machine, not necessarily my favorite things. I'll say I'm let down by the Miz and Edge in their promo because we both know what they're capable of on the mic, and it just didn't seem to go there. It seemed kind of similar to MJF and Punk, if we're being 100% honest here. Which honesty is the best policy, from what they say, allegedly, from what I hear. It's just it could have been better. Let's just put it at that. Let's put it the nice way. It could have been better. We all know it could have been better. We all know what they sound like when they just let them go. So I don't know why they didn't let them just go. Let her rip. Whatever other phrase you want to use for it, let her rip tater chip. I'm a big fan of that one, and I like tater chips. I don't know, but it didn't hit like it could have. Hopefully they let them do better now, because again, we both know what they're capable of. We've seen Edge on the stick since he's come back with everybody. I mean, we've seen so much better, and that just seemed very much more scripted and not, as free flowing as it could have been. Again, they mentioned it wasn't even on your radar, like they just mentioned that, like on Dynamite with Punk and MJF. Like it just, I don't know, didn't hit it for me. I do want to see though, as Maurice was there, does that mean as Beth's on her way out of NXT, is she gonna have? They can have one more thing together with the two of them versus the two of them before she goes back home. Now that she's leaving NXT after War Games, I'd like to see what they do with that, obviously, because it could be really good. I mean, if they just do it for a little bit, when we did see it before Maurice came out against Brian and Bree. So we'll see if they do it. I don't know if they're going to. I don't really care if they do, but I mean, as they brought Maurice out, I mean, at least it could make sense if they do it. And again, I'm not saying it was completely bad as like a promo and a whole entire segment. I'm just saying we all know they could do a lot better than they let them. I mean, you don't have to like it, but I mean, how are you going to argue the fact like they could have done a million times better? Yes, I'm having fun playing with this. That's just my opinion. I mean, that seems, I've talked to Justin and Dan about it, and they both seem to agree that it could have been better overall. But we hopefully, I mean, we know the matches that the two of them can have, in the story, so that should make up for it. Hopefully, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But that whole thing was just disappointing. The tag team division, RK Bros, doing great. I mean, they gave them their song together. They put the two together. Obviously, they have good things. It's literally just the same thing over and over again. I mean, how many times are we going to see Ziggler and Rude get tag titles against them? There's a lot more people in the division, and like fresh starts and all this stuff. And like they literally have done the same exact thing, kind of like what they do with the Usos there, team for a little bit there. It's just Ziggler and Rude against them. Like Ziggler and Rude against the same people. Like they've been doing it for week after week, and it's just such a waste, I think, of the talent that they have and what they can be doing. That's just my opinion, honest opinion. Like it's a waste, and so is the women's tag division. I mean, when we're doing the title match, and they're talking, about Graves is talking about Carmella nonstop, and everyone's ragging on him for always talking about Carmella and all that. Like during a women's tag title match, that just makes it look like as big of a joke as most of us seem to think it is. And with that being said, it can only get better, really, because I mean, it can't actually, I don't think, physically get any worse than it is right now. Like it's bad to me. Like it's bad. Like they're not doing them any favors at all with any of it, which is a shame because they do have a lot of talented people there. Um, and Vince is in Corey's ear, so I mean, it's not like he's getting told to stop doing it. I'm sure they encourage it, but it's just, I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just too much. It hurts my head. It hurts everyone else's head. Please stop hurting my head, by the way. I already have enough problems with my head hurting. I don't need them to do it either. Yeah, add to it, I guess, is a better phrase. Like, stop adding to my headache. I don't, I don't ask for many things in life. Just don't go out of your way to keep doing stupid things to hurt my brain, because that will actually piss me off. And people, it's not a good thing. It's not nice, but a lot of work across the board needs to be done. The tag division on Raw wasn't really the hottest thing on the planet for the longest time there, and really isn't right now, even with new faces. Again, RK Bro, I love the two of them together. Works. Some weird, like, odd couple type thing. People dig it. Just we keep putting them in the matches against the same exact people all the time. It's not helping anybody at all. So hopefully they fix that. And the women's tag division, again, I physically cannot see it getting any worse unless they just blow it up and make it go away. Then it'd be worse. Then it'd prove it was all for nothing. It's just to try to, take advantage of a situation and a time and a movement and all that. So hopefully they don't do that. But I mean, look how it started out, like the match at WrestleMania, they had all the way back then, Elimination Chamber. Like they did all kinds of good stuff to build it so good. And to see where it is now physically actually does kind of hurt, because they deserve better than that. They're more talented than that. So hopefully it gets better. Priest and Apollo, I just hope that they don't drop it to Apollo, because I think Priest is doing a good job, and they're adding this, him going off on everything, more violent, darker side thing. I think that it's better, fitted than Apollo and Aziz, because we saw what he did with the title over on SmackDown. It was really, didn't seem to hit too well, is all I'm trying to say on that. Now, I'm not taking anything away from him as a performer, because Apollo is super talented. I mean, we all know how athletic he is, so I'm not trying to take anything away from that. It's just character-wise, man, I prefer Priest over Apollo and Aziz. Again, we saw how well it didn't work on SmackDown. I mean, maybe it's better on Raw because there's different people, different writing people and all that, but I don't see it getting any better. Like, that's just me. Like, I don't see it being different. So hopefully they don't drop it. Lashley mauling that Mysterios is getting old, so hopefully they get done with that. The damn egg between Vince, Theory, see what they do with Theory now. I mean, between the slap from Vince on Raw and the title shot for stealing the egg. My dog sounding like a machine gun on the other side of that door, going, shaking. So good. Waking up from that nap. But to see where they go with it and what they do with Theory, he's super uber talented. So I just hope they don't completely drop the ball on this one, because he is really, really talented. Hopefully he stays humble and everything works out good with it. I've praised him before. I hated, some of the stuff they've done to him, but I think it could be really good. I mean, maybe I'm just butthurt, upset that Vince put himself back on TV, because really, why? But yeah, that was it was different. That stupid egg thing was all just dumb as hell, and hopefully, it started out dumb. Hopefully, it doesn't end dumb for Theory. That's all I'm there for. Women's Championship. That whole picture, I'm glad Liv's getting her chance. To see what she can do. Definitely don't see her getting the title on Raw. I can't even fathom that happening. Maybe like her having a good match and losing it in the end, and maybe that leads towards, on the good side, a good run. And she goes into wins a women's rumble, goes to WrestleMania, has this big thing, um, which would be good. I had no complaints about that. That would be good. I mean, it could be a good way to do it, at least is what I'm trying to get at. I just don't see them, doing it, or her, getting the belt on Raw. Don't see it at all. And they're having her team against Becky's team, like all the victories and all the stuff. Like they are building it to make it look like, Liv's a viable, viable competition to Becky. But I mean, I love him to death. I just hope this, just don't want to see it. I put it nicely, go to her being future endeavored after this is all said and done, because she has come very, very far when she first started down in NXT years ago. And you can see improvement every little bit here and there. I just, hope that it doesn't turn into a future endeavored situation, even though they seem to be doing that a lot. We'll see, but title definitely isn't changing hands on Monday. If I'm wrong, well, then I'm wrong, but I don't see that happening. Rollins and Balor, going after each other, before the matches and all that. I don't see that. I wish they would do better for them, with matches and Balor, because Balor's one of the most talented guys on the roster, and they don't utilize him right, and he goes somewhere else. I mean, that could be really big for someone else because he really is that talented. I just wish that they would have, gave them better instead of getting attacked, one guy before the match, and the match doesn't happen 1 week, and then the mauling that they did before, and then the match was quick. Like there just wasn't a lot to it, and I think they both deserve better. I will say that Rollins, and KO goading him and all that, again disqualified, so he does get into the match. Like there was good stuff with Rollins otherwise, but that Balor deserves better in my opinion. And WWE title, I have to go. Big E is holding his own in my opinion, but him ending the show, beating the chest, holding the title, telling him to bring it, come on, like that has officially been old to me for a while. Sorry. I thought he had a great match with Roman. Yeah, I don't see him dropping it right away. After the match he had there with Roman, never know. I mean, Rollins and KO going at it. I just think he's doing too good for them to do anything about it. I'm not sure if they, I thought that at Survivor Series, he proved that he could hold his own when he was in the ring with Roman, who's been the guy for forever in the company. So, I mean, we'll see, but I don't honestly think they're going to drop the title to him. And Raw has been a complete waste, but I mean, there's just so much wasted time where they have, like good matches and moments to make up for the lack of everything. But there's people saying that it's been like stupendous. Like, I don't know what you've been watching. Maybe it's because I watched it all like in a row. Like, but that means I got to watch one right into the next one. So I get, there's no gap in between for my brain. Like it was just straight on. Yeah, like it could have been better. In a lot of ways, it could be better. But yeah, I mean, God, I just want to see what they're going to do with Edge and Miz, because that promo sucked. It's really the big one on that. Like that was terrible. It could have been so much better with what they have. But moving on to Smackdown, Jeff coming close, no cigar Survivor Series and all that. Like just barely getting it there this past week there. Hopefully that leads to something, good, and they're not just getting him so close and all that for nothing, because I think he's still super talented, one of the most talented people they have on the roster, and he can still go. So hopefully it goes to something and not future endeavor or anything like that. The Usos blessing to the tag division, because I just don't get it. Like on either show, the tag divisions are just bad. Sheamus, Ridge, and Cesaro, see where it goes with all that. Really, the big takeaway, I mean, never mind, Shin and Boogs and the IC title and where that goes. See where Shotzi goes, which I'm always very intrigued about. Never mind Roman. What they're going to do with now that Brock's back after title match with Sammy. I just don't see Sammy winning that one for, who knows. But that has been the greatest show in the world. But I do want to see what they do with Tony. I don't think she's going to beat Charlotte by any means. I don't think they're going to like allow that to happen. in like their craziest minds, that's not going to happen. But yeah, man, like her getting, just an opportunity to do anything for this many weeks. I mean, really see what she has, and hopefully, again, she doesn't like get beat and then lead to a future endeavor thing. Wouldn't be surprised the rate they're going, but she's super talented, and I'm glad to see that they're doing it. Something with her, and I want to see what they're gonna do with, again, Brock, just to see if they're gonna do that, because I don't think they're gonna have. I mean, they're putting Sammy in a title match. I don't see them having him beat Roman by any stretch of the imagination at all. At all. Like, call me crazy, but I don't see that happening at all. I have a better shot of getting signed by the WWE than Sammy does actually getting the title off of Roman, in my opinion. I've been wrong before, but it'll be one of those, like, he beats him and then Brock squashes him in like 3 seconds. I don't know. But I will say that SmackDown, like the last ones I saw, like, hasn't been as good as it was. Like, it was good for a long time there. I mean, it's better than what we're seeing on Raw 2.0, but it's fallen down a peg in my, like, opinion. Because even if they move new people over, there's a lot of the same stupid going on, which is just, what good does it do? Like, keep moving forward. Stop doing the same thing over and over again, because you're just going to piss people off. There are already enough people pissed off. And I do think the shows have suffered recently and haven't been as good or on point as they could be or have been. That's just my opinion. But I just think it could be so much better. Still, beats Raw. And 2.0 just hurts my head. They made it so dumb. But it really hasn't been as good as it has been to me. So hopefully they pick that up. Then we go to 2.0 with War Games coming up. The Indian Persia thing, like, I'm just over her just staring at her ring being all sad. I don't, hopefully, like, they just end it sooner than later. And I don't even like Persia, so hopefully when it ends, she goes away over Indy, because I think Indy's more talented. Again, I can't stand Persia Parada, so hopefully it's something good. I don't know. I don't. And making it really, really dumb, like across the board, like dumb, because that was dumb. The Grimes hair versus hair thing and that whole poker showdown thing taking up that much time was just dumb. Andre Chase is dumb. Joe Gacy and his inclusivity, Tony D'Angelo's fake, gangster thing, Grayson Waller, like, they all hurt my damn head. So there's a lot of stupid segments thrown in there. Lots of them. MSK finally found the shaman, so hopefully they show him a thing and it gets to that and it's all finally bada boomed and done. That would be great for everyone involved. That was finally over and we got them back to the ring, and hopefully it's a good payoff. Again, someone like Shanga or Baba Shanga or something, not just something really dumb, because that'd still be good to see him for a second there. I will say, though, that both ladder matches this week didn't suck. It was good to see people get their advantages into the thing for War Games and how they're going to enter. I'd like to see where they're going to go with that. I will also say I like I don't care what Mello says, champ is still the A champ. Yeah. Prove him wrong. Yeah, like, he's still far superior across the board. Now Mello's talented, but I still like Champa better and think he does a better job. He gives a better promo. Mello can talk. Don't get me wrong. He can really, he has the gift of the gab, but I still like Ciampa's better. Just straight to the point, not overly done, not ridiculous. And I still like the championship landscape across the board. I mean, Toxic Attraction, they're both talented. So them doing the women's tag thing is good. And Casey and Caden are going to be, they're doing good. They'll get a title shot there sooner or later. Mandy, she's improved. Seems to get a little bit better every time you see her. So that's, a good thing. And Imperium, hopefully they don't have them drop the damn belts to Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner already, because that would just be a waste of why the hell do you even give them to them? And I think they're far superior. And in that, hopefully we get done with, the grizzled young veterans doing all this dumb stuff backstage and then back to wrestling. Sure, Vince, slow, just go do this, but it's so hokey, like 90s Raw stuff, in my opinion. We got fake gangsters, the poker thing, like Andre Chase, like, there's so much weird stuff on there. And Joe Gacy hurts my brain a lot. But on a positive note, again, from the show, another one, again, matches were good. Legado and Zion Quinn, I want to see where that's going to go. Again, I think he's talented. They dropped him, then there he was coming back. So I really do want to see what they're going to do with that. So I think it could be something really good. And I think him and Escobar could, really tear the place down, have good matches. So got to see how that all works out. I just hope they don't, screw it up too bad. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Legado. Escobar, Wild, and Mendoza, I mean, they're all super talented, guys. So I'm not talking bad about them at all. Not putting it that way. I just, they're trying to build everyone. I mean, they could still make Zion Quinn look really good, make everyone look good, regardless of who wins. That's just what I hope for. Like, out of my heart, it's all I want. Just make everyone look good, no matter what. And don't turn it into something stupid like hair versus hair. Now, I'm sure the match is going to be way better than the stipulation and all that. There's just so much dumb there. Hopefully the show across the board is good. It's just we have so much hair versus hair gimmicks and just dumb stuff that I'm not holding my breath. But I'm pretty positive the people in the War Games matches, like Gargano doing his first, which is just astonishing to even think about for how long he's been there, but he has been in the big title picture. So, there has been a lot of time for him to be in War Games. And I mean, the Disputed Era was always in there. So it was easy to make a team. You only find a few guys he was in the title picture, one of the two, and they moved on. So we'll see how everything goes with War Games. I have, because still, it's still NXT, and whenever they put on pay-per-views and takeovers and stuff, like their matches still normally make up for all the stupid. But now with Vince and Bruce in charge, I don't know. There's so many stupid characters, and it's very character, not like reality based. Like, and again, you still have good reality based, character stuff here and there. But I mean, we got Sopranos guy. That's just not it. Grayson Waller, we got the poker room. Like, we got so much weird stuff going on that wasn't, maybe it's just me. I still hate the look. Doesn't seem to have as much oomph as it had back in the day before Vince and Bruce took over. And again, it could just be me. But hopefully War Games doesn't disappoint. Hopefully Imperium doesn't, dump the belts already, because what was the point of making them champs if you're just going to have them lose 10 seconds later? Like, they're superior, and they're really, like, as a team, like, they're so good. I don't want to see them go down yet. I think they deserve better than that out of a run. But I mean, look what they're doing to MSK, running around like crazy people looking for a shaman, and the GYV running around doing all that stupid stuff, like pickpocketing people and stuff. I just, I don't know. It just seems like it's gotten too stupid. I know you're trying to build the characters more now. Vince is in charge, but it's just too much. Too much idiocy for me. So then brings us to AEW the last couple of weeks. And we all know, they normally have really good matches at the beginning and taper off. I will say that Punk and MJF won. That promo, that was way better than the one they just did the other night. I really, really, really liked one better than two. And I think most people, everyone I've talked to agrees with it. Most people I've seen commenting on things agrees with it. I will say that minus the Wardlow match, which legitimately pointless. Well, Dynamite, the matches were all actually at least decent for a change. And they were all good. There we go good. Wasn't anything, super spectacular, but I felt that, minus a few things, get me wrong, there's some stuff in the matches that hurt my head. But I felt that they were, at least good. I mean, they had good matches. Brian continuing with the Dark Order, doing all their matches like they were good. I thought that was better than the match with Colt Cabana the other night. So, and it continued the story. So that was good. And I think next week's going to be, the next match Brian has, like that one's going to be like amazing. Like for some reason, the guy's name is just poofed out of my head right now, but that'd be a great one. Like I think it's doing good and it's at least carrying on the story. I mean, Sting out there still doing his thing. And it doesn't look like he's struggling. So let him keep doing his thing. I'm okay with that. Ruby and Chris Statlander, like that was a good match for the women's division there because we've seen a lot of bad ones. Like that wasn't bad. Again, nothing was the greatest, but it wasn't bad. Cody and Andrade, that was actually good. I still don't understand why they had Brandy come out there to light the table on fire. But like that was still, I guess, a good match. I mean, there was some, like really kind of moments, but yeah, I'd say it was, granted, I just got done watching, 2.0 before I watched that. So my brain could have been like, whoa, this is amazing compared to that, which could be part of it. But I thought that was a good match. I do feel bad for Arn because he straight fell off the ramp. If you were watching Andrade and were coming up, he just gone all on his own. So I feel bad for him. As he does look like he's having some struggle with all of it. And yeah, they're trying to find better. And Billy Gunn's still jacked, but we all know why. So that did happen. First loss for him and his kids, like the Gun Club, but they're still out there putting out matches, which is good. Again, Wardlow was the worst thing. Adam Cole and the Bucks still hurt my head, just like FTR does, and then stuff with Orange Cassidy hurt my head this week, but it's probably because they all hurt my head. I mean, and again, I'm not taking anything from Orange Cassidy because what he can do, like with his hands in his pocket, is more coordinated than most of the stuff I can do, regardless. And he's still more athletic than me with all that. But, that whole segment, didn't feel right. Hurt my head. Matches going forward for, the TBS championship for the women. I think that'll be good stuff. I want to see what they're going to do with Britt and Jamie Hayter after, super kick that cost her, Jamie the match in the tournament. Where they go with that, down the road. I don't think it's right for that to go. We'll see. Rio, she gets a title shot, so we'll see how that goes. Like there are some, I mean, again, this is just, most of that was coming from, this past Wednesday, but that's because, I felt it was, minus the promo letting me down on Wardlow and the Bucks and Cole thing with, Orange. Like there was, a lot of, more pluses. I don't get why, they broke up Dante and Leo already. For him to go to Team Taz, why they didn't, utilize him in a match to show off their new guy. That was kind of weird, but I mean, I still think their shows, just because there's less just stupid character, stuff like there's, no gangsters or anything like that running around. I mean, we got people that rap, whatever. And at the Dark Order doing the weird stuff, but they're still out there wrestling, Malachi, there's the one really big, one. So overall, I thought it was a good Wednesday night. Again, maybe I just got done watching a bunch of nonsense and garbage. Maybe they really actually just had a good, solid Dynamite across the board. That's what I'm thinking it was. I mean, it wasn't like perfect, but like the Bryan match, good. The main event was good. I still don't get Brandy thing, whatever. But Chris Statlander and Ruby, that was good. Like, so I have to say that one wasn't, that horrific of a time. Except Punk and MJF just did not deliver at all. Again, Punk put on a match with, Moriarty, and he had a good match. I thought it was good, wasn't the greatest match you'll ever see, but it's still a good match. And him working with a younger guy, so I consider it to be better than NXT was, and there's less idiocy involved than Raw. But I mean, that doesn't take much. If you watched Raw lately, and SmackDown let me down a little bit, but everything that just seemed confused, and conflicted, and they're bringing all these people. It's just, I don't know. It's the same thing on repeat, which is the biggest problem for me. I do look forward to, KO and Seth going for the title and triple threat. I think that's going to be good. Edge and Miz. I think if they get it in the ring, they they let them just do what they could do. I think that could be phenomenal. They just have to let them do what they can do. And we all know how good they aren't at that. So I think that really is what killed the thing there. But Beth leaving it, announcing for NXT will it lead to a match with her. Hopefully, like her and Maurice, just to see one more go of it, that would be great. But really, they just need to let them talk, like just go, because we know what they could both do. And you could just, especially after the Punk MJF thing, like go straight to that. Like it just didn't work. Not sorry. See what they do with the Liv thing. Like there's a lot of good stuff to work on. It's just so much idiocy, around the good things that they did that diminishes all of it. I'm not judging on anything. I'm just giving my opinion here. I think I just said a lot of good stuff that they could build off of and they could do with it. Like it's just to see what they actually do with it and how they build off of it and what they do with it all. If they could do some of this and just lead to like some kind of long-term storytelling instead of like the couple of weeks thing that everyone seems to love to do anymore, where it comes in, it's out in like 3 seconds. Like I'd be okay with some long-term storytelling that drag this out for everyone keeps doing the thing but drags it out for months, just like Kane and Taker and something. Boom, that's got to be Kane. Like I don't think they could do it anymore. I don't think they have the ability. People's attention spans. It's I don't know, but there's some good stuff. There's some bad stuff. And that's what I thought about most of the stuff. I picked up on the big ones. So comment and tell me what you think where I'm wrong. But I think I hit pretty fair across the board. So all that being said, glad to be back. Thanks for checking it out. Don't forget to do that to all the videos, like, share, comment, and repeat. The shares get it on more eyeballs. No matter what platform you're on, you can share it to your social so more people see it because it helps me out. And I'm pretty sure Facebook doesn't like me in the algorithm. So every time you can see anything, please share it out. It takes a second. It helps me, Justin, Dan, all of us out, especially when they're on the shows. But I'll be back. Gonna do it. Definitely gonna be back before War Games on Sunday to talk about that. So all that being said, enjoy the rest of your night. Be good to each other. Let me know what you thought. Please comment. Feel free. Share them all out. And until next time, my friends, glad to be back. Peace.